Hey guys, Preston Bell Comic Book University and podcast number 15. Here we go. Guys, really quickly, we're going to get into a whole lot of Spider-Man. We're going to get into a little bit of DC Comics, and we're going to talk about Iron Fist briefly. First, let's get into the DC. This was a crappy week for DC Comics. I'm just going to put that out there. We got 5 weeks, right, in the month of March, and, woohoo, supposed to be a good thing, right? Some of you got an extra paycheck, yes? Am I right or am I wrong, huh? But yeah, we got garbage from DC. I mean, literally, like with 3 Batman comics, and I'm talking not comics with Batman in it. I'm talking about pretty much solo comics. DC's Detective Comics is a little up in the air if it's actually a Batman solo comic. I mean, there's a big family there, but yeah, he's pretty much running the town by himself. And come on, man, come on. For you to have so much out there with Batman, right? Superman 2, all right, and not have anything come out. You got Suicide Squad and the Banana Splits came out. Did that really happen? Did that take the place of my Action Comics? I am so upset by that. I can't even begin to describe how upset I am. I hope that the DC guys got a nice week off. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm suggesting, Even though they get paid, per, for what they actually write. I'm just saying. Anyway, so yeah, really lousy week for DC. Is what it is. I guess Marvel needed a quick catch-up. In the meantime, let's talk a little bit about Iron Fist. Now, Iron Fist report just came out that, oh wow, we've got the most binge-watched TV show on Netflix. So Netflix show ever. Wow. Yeah, I can believe that. But it's kind of one of those kind of situations where you got a whole bunch of really good stuff going, like you got Daredevil, and then Daredevil season 2 in between, what's her name, Jessica Jones, and then you got Luke Cage, and a whole bunch of really cool stuff, and people are just like, wow, I don't want spoilers, and this is probably going to be really good. I mean, Iron Fist should have been really good. All this time afterwards, I literally look at it as, as I've said before, I will watch other things again. I'll watch Jessica Jones again. I'll watch Daredevil again. I might go watch Daredevil again this week. I mean, that's how good it was, I will certainly go and watch Luke Cage again. I can't see myself ever watching Danny Rand's Iron Fist again. I can't. I really can't. A bunch of people have put into perspective. One of my favorite perspectives that I'd seen is they said, wouldn't it be cool if the camera were panned out a little bit for some of those fight scenes? Yes, I do believe it would have. I think it also would have helped if the guy who played Danny Rand, if it didn't look like I could beat the guy up. I mean, I'm older and I'm out of shape now, and I still look at this guy and I think, I could take this guy in a fight. I'm pretty sure I could. He doesn't look like a freaking Iron Fist. He doesn't look like anything special. I mean, for a guy who lived his life in a monastery for 15 years, not even 10, like in the comics, and the Netflix show, 15 years, and he didn't have like any definition on him whatsoever. Yeah. And plus, again, sorry, I'm going to say it again. I feel that they missed a huge opportunity by not having Shang-Chi on there. And then anybody who said anything about whitewashing, bye. So that's just the way I look at it. Huge missed opportunity. So, like if you got 6 hit albums out, right? Everybody's going to go and buy your 7th album, right? It could stink. It could be horrible. But nobody knows until they've actually picked the thing up. You know what I'm saying? So, all right. So that's how I feel about the whole Iron Fist thing. Now let's talk about Spider-Man and what I have seen as being probably one of the greatest trailers ever. If you guys saw my reaction, I try to be cool. I totally try to be cool, right? And look at this, like, they're still cool. Oh, you made fun of Captain America. You stole a shield, mother. I'm trying to be cool about it, and I just find myself giggling, and all of a sudden I'm just like, oh, because wow, wow, this looks like it's going to be amazing. And according to James Gunn, all right, according to James Gunn, the guy who's doing Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, he also did the first one. He says that he saw the Thor Ragnarok trailer. All right. And you can find all of this news, as I'd mentioned. You can actually find this on Real Professor Bill on Facebook. All news, free comic book news, comic book related news. And yeah, throat's a little messed up. You should also see an Ego the Living Planet thing out. It took me so long to do this thing, even though it was one of my shorter videos, that oh man, my voice is just, it's gone from all the comic book reviews I'm doing and whatnot. All Marvel for the most part. But anyway, and oh, and welcome back to Hadrian's Wall, issue number 5. Good job, guys, bringing that comic back finally. Nice hiatus. Anyway, yeah, absolutely amazing trailer, and just so looking forward to this. But according to James Gunn, the Thor Ragnarok trailer is the greatest trailer that Marvel has ever produced. Yeah, yeah, okay, I'm down. I'm down. All right. The other 2 Thor movies weren't really that good. They really weren't. So, whatever. It is what it is. But further news. There's rumor. I mean, a lot of rumor from multiple sources that possibly Pepper Potts could be returning to Iron Man in the sense of coming back to what you call the Spider-Man Homecoming, right? Jon Favreau is already penciled in to be there as Happy Hogan, the chauffeur and, bodyguard. That great team up he did with Natasha Romanoff in Iron Man 2, right? But yeah, he's already going to play Happy Hogan again, which is great. He got so upset that he didn't do the third Iron Man movie because Marvel's very stringent on how they want things to connect with the rest of the universe and whatnot. Hey man, can't take the heat. Go over to another company. In the meantime, what do you call it? There's Venom news and all sorts of news, guys. Seriously, go check out Real Professor Bill. Instead of just repeating all that news here, I'd rather you just go and check it out there. It's on Facebook at Real Professor Bill. You'll see a nice comic book university site with nothing but comic book related news. Anyway, you got the Spider-Man. They're talking about doing the Harry Potter treatment for it. All right. Now, by this, Tom Holland. That's what I've been umming about. I'm trying to remember Spider-Man's name. The guy who plays his name. So Tom Holland has said directly that they are planning on doing the Harry Potter treatment in so much as keep him in school. Right? Harry Potter, the entire time he was in school. He was supposed to be in school in the last movies too, except he was playing a little bit of hooky. But then he goes back and tries to destroy the school. Whatever, some Voldemort guy involved. So yeah, there's that. There's that. But yeah, they're planning on keeping, and that's always been the biggest problem because I've mentioned it before. It's been mentioned before on the internet that you have. I got internet on both sides of me, but you got in the comic books. The biggest mistake they made, in their opinion, the writers of Spider-Man, is that they got Spider-Man married. They took him out of high school. He should have stayed in high school. Yes, all of these years. He should have just stayed in high school because, hello, that's the best Spider-Man. That's the Spider-Man that everybody wants to relate to, They don't want to grow up with Spider-Man. They want Spider-Man to be that kid. So the idea that Marvel has always kind of made fun of Sony in the sense that they keep trying to, okay, here he is in high school and he's gone. It's like a brief little cameo with the high school. Nah, they're saying keep it Harry Potter-esque and just keep him in high school. That'll be the best. So, and, Tom Holland looks like he could pull it off. He's got that young face like Tobey Maguire did, right? So, yeah, what else do I have? Things that I can actually discuss because I don't want to go off on a huge rant. I'm going to talk about Secret Empire next week, all right? Like this, what I'm expecting coming from Secret Empire is absolutely off the chain. It's insane, everything they got going with that, all right? I'm going to talk about all of the villains that they got piled up. I just want to wait for another issue of Captain America to come out before I feel comfortable with just, boom, here's everything without having to go back and give everything, because I'm still expecting that the Red Skull, because the Red Skull is supposed to be showing up in the next issue, and I'm expecting that something big is going to happen with the Skull, all right? That's what I'm expecting, all right? And Bucky was just killed-ish, and because he just found out that Kobik made Steve Rogers evil, the Hail Hydra thing. You were supposed to say Hail Hydra, then everything would have been okay. That's what everybody else is saying. Really? Really? Oh, you're such a dumb Cosmic Cube. So, and that's what they're there for. So, yeah, there is a lot of comic book news, including, and I was one of the first people with this story. So, again, at Real Professor Bill on Facebook. You got Batgirl. All right, Joss Whedon, who said, I need a break from superhero movies. What he actually meant was, I need a break from Marvel, and I need a break from having the Avengers and Avengers 2 with all these characters all over the place and having to give equal screen time to all of them. The question is, who's he going to kill in the Batgirl movie? Because he feels like he's got to kill somebody in every movie, right? So I think that this is going to work out, and I think this is going to work out really well. Why? Because when push comes to shove, Joss Whedon has always done a great job with the strong female lead. You look at Serenity / Firefly, you look at No Power in the Verse. They said Buffy, right? You look at Buffy. You look at Alias. All of these, very strong female lead. Booyah, that's what I'm talking about. So now you bring this over, and he wanted to do something with Natasha Romanoff. I think that they really should have just given him the green light to do that. They really should have, because then they could have kept him. Now, my opinion, just my humble opinion, he is going to blow this Batgirl thing out of the water. All right? I have been saying for a very long time now, all right? Not a very long time. I've been saying long enough that DC's screwing everything up, all right? Just hear me out, all right? You've got the three most recognizable, three greatest superheroes that there are. I love Captain America more than any other superhero. I have to acknowledge Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman are the best. They're the best out there, all right? Not even the oldest when you're talking about Wonder Woman in that mix. But, and when you look at it and you say, how did you try and stuff, 5, 6 great storylines into one movie? No, that was wrong. Like, Superman died. We can never see that again in Batman vs. Superman. He killed Superman in there. He gave him the death, I guess. If we see Superman die in another movie, it's not going to have the same effect anymore because, who cares? Been there, done that, got the t-shirt, right? Death of Superman. It's just wearing that. Anyway, so, it's messing up. Even Suicide Squad, it could have been better. It was good. It was great. I loved it. It could have been a lot better, though. Man of Steel, hey, that shouldn't have been part 1 of your universe unless you were actually planning on making it part of the universe when you made it, which they weren't. And if you want to tie something in, for crying out loud, you had those pods. Did anybody else go on the opening week to see Man of Steel? Because I did, and I got a really cool comic. I should have probably pulled it out. I got a really cool comic book that came with that, with my ticket. 2 of them, because actually, yeah, and my little brother got one also. Anyway, so, and the comic book pointed out that there's an origin story in there where, you remember there was the ship was already down there in the ice, and there was all the dead Kryptonians there or whatnot, they were all destroyed, and then the one was empty? Yeah, that was Kara. That was Supergirl, right? In the comic book, it showed pointedly that was Supergirl, and she got out, and she went off, and she did her thing. Why aren't we doing something with that? All right? Maybe Man of Steel 2 will. Maybe that was what was originally meant to happen. And then DC said, no, let's not do Man of Steel. Let's turn them to Batman vs. Superman. Batman v. Superman. Yeah. Anyway, so, yeah, you can't start a whole new universe post, a movie that had already come out. You can't do that, and this is proof. So I've been saying for a little while now that the DC universe is all sorts of messed up. But they pulled Joss Whedon into this. I'm going to suggest that they keep this a separate franchise, just like Black Adam and Shazam are supposed to be a separate franchise from the rest of the DC movies. I'm going to suggest that they do the same thing with the Batverse. Because, yeah, you want first off, if Joss Whedon is doing this, you've got to push this movie forward. All right, that empty slot that I'd already reported on my Facebook group again at Real Professor Bill, I'd already reported that they were talking about, okay, you know what? We've got an empty slot. let's go ahead and let's rush up and put Superman 2 in there. They've already been talking about let's put Nightwing in there, but now that they've got Joss Whedon on here, guess what they're probably going to wind up putting in there? Good, quote me. They're probably going to put Wheaton's Batgirl in there because they'd kind of be dumb if they didn't. Am I right or am I wrong? I mean, for crying out loud, it's Joss Whedon. So you stick it in there. This should come out sometime in 2019. Guy's got 2 full years to put a movie out. I think he could do that. I think that he could do that. Just give him carte blanche. Let him do what he wants. And you could introduce Nightwing that way. Then when the Nightwing movie comes out, it's right there, And just, man. And then let him do Gotham Sirens instead if he chooses to. No, probably wouldn't want it because those are the bad guys anyway. The bad gals. But he could do a lot, and just let him. Let him do what he wanted to do with Avengers. He wanted to do Natasha Romanoff, Black Widow. There's her name. He wanted to do a Black Widow movie. And they said, nah. They didn't think that a female lead would sell. Really? Under Wheaton, you didn't think a strong female lead would sell? Very bad decision on the part of Marvel. Just, Well, okay, now DC's got him. And I don't think they're going to let him go. And they shouldn't. If they have any brains about them, they shouldn't let him go. All right? And that's done. In fact, when I'd been saying that Zack Snyder should not be allowed to play with his toys by himself, all right, because he breaks them, I'm talking about the Justice League and all that stuff, I don't know that Justice League is going to be a great movie. All right? I don't know this is going to be a great movie. It's not going to be that 170 minutes that people have been talking about. He was actually pretty quick to dispel that rumor, all right, and say that, dude, how can you say that's going to be the finished product? What I'm bringing to the editing room right now doesn't have 170 minutes, and you're talking about the finished product is going to be post-edit is going to be more longer? What, they're going to edit in some stuff that I didn't shoot? So, yeah, just no. No, come on. So they cleared up that rumor, all right? It's funny, all these sites that are up there, and I didn't report on that nonsense. When they sit there and like, oh, bang, 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 with all this, crazy stuff out there, the movie's going to be, 2.5 hours long or something like that. They weren't very quick to post a retraction, so whatever, man. Redact that. So, yeah, I'm thinking that in the future, like the Justice League 2 movies and all that stuff, you put Whedon as co-director, okay, or advisor, okay, for Zack, because Zack is no good by himself. He's no good. He thinks he is. He's a legend in his own mind. To me, he's got really pretty scenes that don't connect well, So, yeah. Anyway, guys, there is not going to be a comic book science thing for this week because just no. First of all, I don't have any suggestions, and no. So, and I'm glad. I hate having to run in and wake up my wife and grab the shirt because I do this stuff at night. I got kids. Do you think I could record stuff during the day? No. So anyway, I'm going to keep this short. Oh, man, 20-minute podcast. Do you know how good that makes me feel? Anyway, guys, that's it. We're done. Go ahead and check me out on SoundCloud. Check me on YouTube, of course. Ego the Living Planet just came out. Got a couple more really good comic book reviews. Guys, I am going to be getting a website pretty soon. Sexy stuff, all right? And I'm promising a lot of really good surprises there, right? A lot of really good stuff. Gonna be trying to do a little bit of collaboration. Gonna see what we got here, right? Make sure you check out the Geek Fortress over at the Geek Fortress. That's on Facebook. That's on YouTube. Guys, spread the love, all right? Professor Bill, Comic Book University. Class dismissed.